Aymeric Laporte is back in Bilbao. For many fans of Athletic Club, this isn't just another transfer story. It feels like a reunion, a homecoming, and perhaps even a turning point in the club's future. After all, Laporte isn't just any defender, he's a player who embodies the club's identity, its philosophy, and its long-standing tradition of only signing players with Basque heritage. The FIFA approval of this move marks the end of weeks of speculation, paperwork issues, and uncertainty. And now, with Laporte officially wearing the red and white again, the football world is buzzing with questions. Why did he leave Saudi Arabia after such a short stint? Why was FIFA's approval necessary? And most importantly, what does this mean for Bilbao's future in La Liga and European football? Let's go back to the beginning of Laporte's journey. Born in Agen, France, in 1994, Aymeric Laporte was eligible to play for Athletic Bilbao because of his Basque ancestry. Bilbao's recruitment policy is famously strict. Only players from the Basque country or with Basque heritage are allowed to represent the club. For some, this makes them unique. For others, it makes them limited. But what no one can deny is that this philosophy creates a bond between the players, the club, and the fans that few other teams in the world can replicate. Laporte joined Athletics Academy in 2010, and it didn't take long for his talent to shine. By 2012, he had already broken into the first team. From the start, Laporte was different: tall, strong, elegant on the ball, and comfortable with both feet. He quickly developed into one of the most promising young defenders in Spain. At just 18 years old, he was marking some of the biggest strikers in La Liga. The fans took to him instantly. They saw in him a defender who not only understood Bilbao's traditions but also had the potential to take them to new heights. And for several years, Laporte became the backbone of Athletics' defense. He was part of the team that won the Spanish Super Cup in 2015, beating Barcelona in unforgettable fashion. But in football, talent rarely goes unnoticed for long. By 2016, clubs across Europe were circling. Manchester City, under Pep Guardiola, had identified Laporte as the perfect ball-playing defender to fit their system. After an initial attempt fell through, City finally triggered his release clause in January 2018, paying around £57 million, a record fee for both clubs at the time. For Bilbao, it was bittersweet. They were losing one of their finest defenders, but they were also proving once again that their academy could produce world-class talent. For City, it was a statement signing. Laporte's time at Manchester City was filled with both triumphs and challenges. On one hand, he won multiple Premier League titles, domestic cups, and eventually even the Champions League. He was instrumental in Pep Guardiola's defensive rebuild, forming partnerships with the likes of Ruben Dias, John Stones, and Nicolas Otamendi over the years. His ability to bring the ball out of defense, break lines with his passing, and handle pressure made him indispensable. But on the other hand, Laporte's career in Manchester was also interrupted by injuries. A serious knee injury in 2019 sidelined him for months, and though he returned, he was never quite able to establish himself as an undisputed starter once Dias emerged as the defensive leader. By 2023, Laporte was ready for a new challenge. That challenge came in the form of Al-Nassr in Saudi Arabia. Like many top players, he was lured by the financial power of the Saudi Pro League. Cristiano Ronaldo was already there, and many other European stars were making the move. Laporte joined Al-Nassr in August 2023, with hopes of being a cornerstone in their ambitious project. For a while, it seemed like the perfect fit. He got regular minutes. The Saudi League was booming, and the world was watching, but the project didn't quite live up to the hype for him. Reports suggest he struggled to adapt fully to life off the pitch, and there were rumors of disagreements about his role within the team. Fast forward to 2025, and the door to Bilbao suddenly reopened. Athletic clubs saw an opportunity. Laporte was still only 31, experienced, proven at the highest level, and deeply connected to the club. It wasn't a typical transfer, though, because of paperwork complications, contractual obligations in Saudi Arabia, and FIFA regulations around international transfers. The move was delayed. 4 weeks. Fans waited. Rumors swirled. Was it happening? Was it not? Finally, after FIFA reviewed and approved the documents, the green light was given. Laporte was officially back in Bilbao, signing a 3-year deal. For Athletic Bilbao, this is more than just a signing. It's a statement. Over the last decade, the club has struggled to consistently compete with Spain's giants, while they have remained competitive in La Liga, often finishing in mid-table or pushing for European spots. The gap between them and Real Madrid, Barcelona, or even Atletico Madrid has grown. By bringing back Laporte, Bilbao is showing ambition. They are signaling that they want to compete again at the highest level, they want leadership at the back. And they want a player who understands their culture. The fans' reaction has been overwhelmingly positive. Social media exploded with messages welcoming him home. The club released a video showing Laporte walking back into San Mamés, the stadium where he grew up as a player. For many supporters, it feels like a dream come true. And it's not just about sentiment. Tactically, Laporte adds exactly what Athletic needs. He brings calmness under pressure, aerial dominance, and the ability to play out from the back. Under manager Ernesto Valverde, who has always emphasized structure and defensive solidity, Laporte could be the missing piece to push Bilbao higher up the table. But of course, questions remain. After his time in Saudi Arabia, is Laporte still at his peak physically? Can he adapt quickly again to the intensity of La Liga, especially now that the league is faster, more physical, and more competitive than when he left? Will his presence inspire the younger players in the squad, or will it block their development? These are the kinds of debates fans and pundits are having right now. Another angle to consider is what this move says about the Saudi Pro League project. Laporte leaving after just 2 years is not a great look for a league that wants to keep attracting European stars. If players start seeing Saudi Arabia as a short-term stop, rather than a long-term career move, it could damage the credibility of the project. For Bilbao though, none of that matters. They got their man, and he's a man who feels like one of their own. Looking ahead, Laporte's return could have ripple effects. For the Spanish national team, which Laporte represents after switching allegiance from France in 2021, this could be a blessing. Regular football in La Liga, especially in a system that values his strengths, could bring him back into the conversation as a starter for Spain. For Bilbao, it could mean a push for European qualification, maybe even a strong run in the Copa del Rey. And for Laporte himself, it's a chance to write the next chapter of his career in a place that feels like home. Transfers in football are often about money, contracts, and negotiations, but sometimes they are about something deeper. Laporte's return to Bilbao is one of those cases. It's about identity, it's about roots, it's about a player who left to conquer Europe and the world, and who is now back where it all started, ready to give back to the club that gave him everything. For Athletic Club, this isn't just a signing, it's a reunion, and for Laporte, it's a second chance to be a hero at San Mamés.